Hi, I'm the Beauty Professor, and you can find my beauty blog at www.beautyprofessor.net.
This video is devoted to my favorite products for the month of May.
So the first product I'm really excited about is the Kanebo Sensai Cellular Performance Cream Foundation, and I have this in the shade Natural Beige. I have an entire blog post devoted to this foundation that should go live later on this week with swatches of multiple colors and especially swatches that contrast with other foundation formulas in similar shades. But what sets this foundation apart for me is the fact that it's got a beautifully creamy texture, it's got very believable medium to buildable full coverage, and it doesn't in any way, shape, or form irritate my sensitive skin. While it doesn't purport to be long-lasting or long-wearing, I do find that if I wear it over a primer, in my case, the Metier de Beaute Peau Vierge, if I wear it over a primer and I apply with my beauty blender, I get a beautiful skin-like finish that lasts easily 8 hours without any kind of patchiness or fading. So I'm really pleased with the longevity of this foundation as well. Now, being a bit of a foundation fanatic, I've tried a plethora of formulas, and while there are many that I enjoy, this is definitely and easily making it into the ranks of my top 3 or 4. So once again, I'll be doing a full blog post devoted to this little gem later on this week, but in the meanwhile, here's a preview. Next up is the NARS Translucent Light Reflecting Setting Powder, and it's the pressed version. So the loose version has been on the market for a while. The pressed one was released probably a month or 2 ago, and I'm a little late to the game, but it looks like this. I know it just looks like a pan of white, and really with the naked eye, even where I'm sitting, that's what it looks like, but its effects are actually quite magical. It's incredibly translucent. You can see it here on my finger, and this is a heavy swatch. It's so finely milled, and it is light reflecting, which means that there are slightly shimmery particles, but nothing overt or glittery. I like to apply this with my Hourglass retractable foundation brush, and I just do a little bit of this. I just take it, put a little bit on the brush here, and just stipple it onto my face. It removes shine. I'll get very close. You'll see it removes shine, but it doesn't leave a chalky, powdery finish on the skin. So it's actually quite glowing in nature while not depositing any obvious shimmer. Very pleased with this powder. In fact, my mom, after trying mine, picked up one as well, and she's not as easily lured by powders as I am. Next are 2 products from the Tom Ford Summer Collection, and I do have swatches of all of the products from that Summer 2013 collection on my blog, as well as a devoted post focused specifically on the 2 products that I ended up picking out. But this first one is the Lip Lacquer in Pink Lust, and I think this is a really color accurate vision of what this beautiful gloss looks like. It's very pearly, slightly shimmery, but not the slightest bit sticky. Here's a swatch on my wrist, and it just has a beautiful mirror-like finish that enhances lipstick, but I also like to wear it on my own, alone, and it's a beautiful formula, highly recommended. Also, the nail lacquer in Vapor, and this is a silvery white. It gets opaque with maybe 2 or 3 coats. It looks like this. And I like to wear it on my toes, but I have been compelled to wear it on my fingernails, and I don't normally put anything on my fingernails. They're bare again. It's a beautiful color that I see myself wearing all summer long. It's going to probably enhance a tan, whatever tan I end up getting. And it's beautiful even pre-summer before a tan is present. Next is the Guerlain Terracotta 4 Seasons bronzer in Nude 00. I have actually mentioned this bronzer on previous tutorials, and I still need to do a blog post with this, but ever since I bought it, I've kept it in my makeup bag and I've been using it consistently. So I guess that's a sign of a favorite product. It's light enough to be kind of a non-bronzer, but still give you a bronzy glow. I like to wear it over my Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate, which I put on my cheekbones and a little bit on the outer perimeter of my face for shaping and contour. Then I just add some of this with a blush brush across my cheeks, and I take a bit of the pink right here and put it right here on the apples of my cheeks to add a rosy flush. I love the fact that this compact houses all the shades I might need for a bronzing and rosy effect, and I'm so sad that I think this is limited edition because I wish I would have picked up a backup. Erstwhile, I am pleased I own this, the Guerlain 4 Seasons Terracotta in Nude 00. I'm getting to the end of my list, and this next item is the Metier de Beaute Creme Fresh Tint for Lip and Cheek in the shade Mystique, which looks like this. It's a beautiful lilac-infused pink. I'll try to swatch it for you here. Looks like this on the skin. And I like to wear it over bronzer. I just take a very wide stippling brush and tap it into this cream blush and put it on the apples of my cheeks. The glow that this creates is unprecedented as far as I'm concerned. It deposits some pigment without being overly shimmery or shiny, and it lasts the entire day if I wear it over a properly primed face. I like the fact that you can also wear this pink on your lips should you desire, but it's light enough that even the most inexperienced cream blush user can use this without fearing some kind of mishap or misstep that might create a clown look. It's very, very light, yet the pigment, that baby pink lilac, is just flattering on most skin types. So I'm very pleased with this. I bought this last year, but I've been wearing it a lot in the last month, and so that's why it's made my favorites list. Getting to the end of this list, I have the Bobbi Brown Long Wear Cream Shadow Sticks in 2 shades that I picked up. One is Golden Bronze and the other is Golden Pink. So they are shadow sticks akin to the By Terry, and just for comparison, here's one of my By Terry Ombre Black Stars, and my favorite color ever. I'm actually in my 2nd tube of this, so that's saying something. This is Bronze Moon. Very similar, but definitely 2 or 3 times the price of the Bobbi Brown. So I was interested to see how commensurate these were to the By Terry, and while it's not the exact same formula, it does the job, and so I appreciate its price point for that reason alone. Golden Bronze is just that, a gold infused bronze. It's fairly dark, and I'll swatch it against the By Terry Bronze Moon, which is right next to it, and you'll see they share a lot of the same color properties. Bronze Moon is a little bit lighter, and yet for some reason it translates darker on my eyes, so I can't explain that anomaly. But the Bobbi Brown is great for an overall wash of color on the lids. I put a little under my lash line, and it truly does last the whole day without creasing or flaking off and migrating. I really appreciate the longevity of this formula. What I like to do with the Golden Pink is, as a highlighter, and I'll put it right next to it, you can see it's this very fair color right here. I might put some in the corner of my eyes, right below my brow bones, and then off on the sides here, just where light might be caught in your orbital region, and it just adds a nice glow. It's like a very subtle highlighter, and I haven't used it as an overall wash of color, but as a highlighter, it's very portable and very effective. And my last May favorite is actually something I picked up rather recently, towards the very end of May, and it is a pink lipstick, just what I needed, another one of those. In this case, this is a drugstore option, and I'm definitely not adverse to drugstore options. I just tend to find products that I like elsewhere, but in this case, this is the Revlon Super Lustrous Lipstick in number 801, which is Pink Cloud, and I'll show you it once again here. It is kind of a baby pink with an iridescence to it, not an overt frosty shimmer, but a beautiful iridescence. I'll put it right below the Metier swatch that I have so you can see it here on my wrist, which tends to be the lightest part of my arm. Okay, and it's this shade right here. It's a shine formula, so it doesn't give full opacity even after a couple swipes, but it's still beautiful in terms of the pigmentation. It does deposit enough pink to be luminous and rosy, and I think it's a really flattering baby pink. I prefer it over the Revlon Lip Butter Cupcake, I think is the shade that I have, which is kind of a pink that's similar. I like this formula better. I find it's more hydrating, it lasts a little longer, and overall my lips just feel better when I wear this particular formula. So I'm really pleased with Pink Cloud, and it is a drugstore option. I think I picked it up for like $8 at CVS. And that concludes my May favorites. I am so curious to find out if you have tried any of these products yourself. I would love to hear your thoughts on them, and certainly I welcome your questions and your comments. I would like to happily report that my Beauty Professor YouTube channel has broken the 1,000 subscriber mark. I'm so thankful for your support. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And as always, please don't hesitate to visit me at my blog, Beauty Professor, which can be found at www.beautyprofessor.net. Take care.